All right, what's going on, guys? So obviously the market is crashing. It looks terrible, and I was kind of wrong on my short to medium term prediction, right? Obviously, I was a little bit too bullish right here. I honestly thought that we would, go to 81, 85K, which is still my target. I haven't changed anything. So I just wanted to start the video, guys, with funny memes, right? Obviously, the market looks terrible, so why not add a little bit of humor? So this is a very funny meme about not panicking when there's a war and selling all of your stocks and your crypto. So, woke up and saw the invasion headlines, and how did you trade them? I panic sold stocks. Okay, don't be that guy. This is why right now I'm not panicking. Obviously, altcoins look like dog shit. It's terrible. We're going to talk about that later. Obviously, when you just look at the chart of alts, it's just, you just want to puke. So, we'll talk about that after in the video. But first, we're just going to talk about Bitcoin, right? Which is obviously the coin that basically moves the entire crypto market. But the good news is Bitcoin actually looks good, guys. It doesn't look terrible. Like, a lot of people are panicking, but we're just right back at this demand zone right here, which is the green box. We're bouncing, and the good news is that we are now at a second standard deviation, which is absolutely not the time to sell. Obviously, that's the time to add. And I was vocal in one of my past videos that if we did go to the second standard deviation of the daily probabilities, that I would aggressively add, and that's what I'm planning to do tomorrow, which is Monday. I will be buying the ETFs. So that's kind of my game plan. I'm not really buying more alts. I'm good with that. I'm obviously more of a bigger picture trader, and I kind of like, staying with things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and Avalanche a little bit, which we're also going to talk about later in this video. I'm going to try to make it quick because I have a lot of stuff today. Probably won't edit this video, so it's not going to be a sexy video. None of my videos are sexy anyway, so who cares? And yeah, so looking also at the MACD right here, I was wrong on my prediction right here. I seriously thought that we could, cross here and then, start the bullish leg. On the bright side, we're still having bullish divergence on the MACD of the daily time frame, right? So it keeps going down, but the price of Bitcoin keeps, going sideways. So that's bullish divergence, which is good. And we are 4 days from the halving, guys. And the price of Bitcoin it's stable, guys. Like, there's nothing to panic, honestly. It's basically just creating a big contraction pattern to then push higher. My target on the short medium term is still 81, 85K. We'll see how fast we're going to reach it. In my humble opinion, I think this is one of the last dip buys that we're going to get at the second standard deviation before the price really starts going crazy. Also, looking at the volatility indicator, we're at a good place right here to buy, guys. Every time this indicator turns green, I was buying here. I also bought a little bit here. I bought here as well. Small size, nothing crazy, but here, in my humble opinion, with this bullish market structure that we're still in, it's still intact. I'm still expecting us to again go right back up to the green line right here, which is the means. So that's about 20% above where we are right now. Sorry if there's a bunch of drawing and it looks terrible, but anyways, we're just gonna go with it. And so where do I think we are right now? In my humble opinion, if we go back, I really think we are right here. We're basically creating the same type of pattern. We're just in this box range right before the halving. I'm happy that we're having this correction also pre-halving. So that's going to add a lot of fuel once we have the halving. So we don't have it post-halving, right? So it's not really good for the sentiment when we have a crash post-halving, when everyone is expecting prices to go up and then we have a good old 20% dip, then people get nervous. It can kind of mess up, the uptrend that we could potentially have. So at least we're having it pre-halving, which in my humble opinion is a good thing. And if I'm right on this and that we are right here, that would mean, guys, that we have a long way to go. And I'm going to show you, if we take the fractal pattern, what it could look like. So if I'm right, guys, it should look like something like this. This is kind of what I'm seeing personally. I think this is very achievable for Bitcoin after the halving. This is why I'm not panicking. I'm still bullish. Nothing changed. My entire thesis is still in play. And I'm going to show you also based on seasonality why I'm bullish. So if we look at the seasonality of Bitcoin, we're right here, guys. So the seasonality actually predicted this dip. And I talked about this chart a couple of weeks ago that we could still go down based on seasonality, and that's exactly what we did. But don't forget that the average gain for April for Bitcoin is still 33% for the month. And then it's 24% for May. So right now we're right in this dip. This is why I am buying, and then we should, keep going higher, guys. So hopefully seasonality ends up predicting, the future. So if it does happen again, we should have some very bullish months ahead, guys. This is why I'm not really panic selling right now. Obviously, altcoins look like dog shit. We're going to talk about it in a couple of minutes. But, short story, Bitcoin should start picking right back up, guys, based on seasonality. So that's super bullish. This is why I will be buying this dip tomorrow, buying the ETFs. I like the ETFs, especially I think that options are going to be allowed on the Bitcoin ETFs in the US. And when that happens, oh my God, it's going to be amazing. When we're just going to be able to do some covered call strategies against our lots. This is why I'm buying 1 to 2 lots tomorrow of IBIT, which is the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF. Before we start with the altcoins and my price projection, I just wanted to show another meme, which is funny. Kind of need some humor right now because it really doesn't look good. So, this is a funny meme when Bitcoin dips. All right, so now let's talk about the altcoin season. So obviously looking at the altcoin season indicator, we're now finally in the buy zone. And this is why I'm not panic selling my Solana. I think it's a buying opportunity. And I'm going to show you my price prediction and why I think that we're going to have a second leg and it's going to be a monstrous rally. Especially if Bitcoin goes, based on seasonality, Bitcoin should start picking back up very fast. And when that happens, all the other boats are all going to follow the captain of the ship, which is Bitcoin. So if we look at the total market cap of crypto, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, obviously it's terrible. It looks like a nightmare. It just looks like the type of investments you don't want to have your money in. Good news, we're at the third standard deviation. We also hit the pi cycle right here. So this is, in my humble opinion, going to act as support. And then, we should, minimum go back up to the reversal of the means, which is the green line right here. So that's my target. This is why right now, based on probabilities, we should go higher. We should minimum reverse to the reversal of the means, which is pretty high. So I think this is a buying opportunity, especially if you don't have allocation to altcoins. It's a good time to start your bags. And I also just wanted to show you guys, before I show the fractal pattern, that it's very common for crypto to crash like this. So as you can see, historically speaking, we had big dumps here of 35%, and then we recovered 37%, then we recovered, right? 29%, we recovered. So this is very typical. It's the nature of the crypto market. So if you're panicking right now, I don't think you made enough research. Hopefully you don't have too much eyes and you're just there to learn, which is awesome to do. For me, I'm not panicking, right? This is my third cycle. I'm aware of this. This is normal. You're minimum going to have at least one of these big drawdowns during the entire bull market. And at least right now, well, we're having it. So the good news is once we have it, then it's flushed out of our system and then we can go higher. And so if we take the fractal pattern of this, which is what I think is going to happen, because I believe that we are right here. This is where I think we are right now. Then, this is what it would kind of look like. So obviously, if you have your head in the sand, you couldn't really see this, right? So obviously you would just be panicking right now, seeing this big old dump. But, if seasonality is correct, we should start picking back up very soon. I think it's going to be sharp. I don't think it's going to be as long as a lot of people think. A lot of people are still talking about a lower low possible. Based on probabilities, we shouldn't. Obviously, I could be completely wrong. Probabilities could fail, and we could go to Hades and just crash, and we're all going to be poor. Thank God I still have a job, and I also hope you also still have a job if that happens. All right. But jokes aside, if you really want like the best risk reward, I do think that, it's going to be buying alts. They're cheap right now. That we're at this third standard deviation, so 99.9% probability this is the bottom, and less than 1% probability we go to Hades. So definitely, if you have the risk appetite and you really want to go to Valhalla or Hades, definitely skip Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana and just straight up go and buy like these low cap coins. You're probably gonna make a killing in the next 2 to 4 months. All right, so looking at Ethereum, also it looks like dog shit. Obviously, this is horrible. It looks like a turd that got flushed down the toilet. But again, I'm expecting a reversal of the means. So it's pretty much the same thing everywhere, guys. It's all gonna follow Bitcoin. So I'm expecting a reversal to the green line right here, which is the means. So obviously I was wrong on my prediction here. I really thought we were gonna break out and create a beautiful W pattern. Obviously it utterly failed. So now we're at least at a good level where it's a good time to buy the dip and to add to your position. Personally, I've been vocal. I don't like Ethereum. I rather just add to my Bitcoin bags. I sleep better. I love Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going absolutely nowhere. So for me, I'm at a point now, I'm just going to add to my Bitcoin, and that's pretty much it. But if you do want a little bit more alpha, Ethereum is at a good spot based on probabilities to buy the dip. The other coin I wanted to briefly talk about that I hold is Avalanche. Obviously, Avalanche looks terrible. It basically just crashed. It's bad. I'm barely up on my position, right? I was up a lot, but then, obviously we have the big old yank. But good news again, we're at the third standard deviation on the daily probability time frame, and we're also, guys, in this very big demand zone for Avalanche. If we go back to the last bull market, you can see, especially if we draw a weekly chart, you're going to see that this is a very important level right there. And in my humble opinion, I think it's going to act as support. And then if we take the fractal pattern of what happened in the last cycle, it would look a little bit like this. So this is kind of why, personally, I'm not selling my Avalanche. I'm still expecting a reversal to the means, to the green line right here. So basically everything looks very similar, same patterns everywhere. I'm expecting basically a big reversal to the means, obviously, and the reason why is the range is very big. So that's good. The bigger the range, the higher the volatility. That's why also, it goes both ways. It's like a double-edged sword. The range was pretty big also here, and this is why, we had a lot of room to go down, and that's exactly what ended up happening. But then it also, plays on the other side where now we have a big range also to go back up. And usually when we touch the purple line on the downside, we always end up touching it on the upside. So that's kind of what I expect to happen. Obviously, I could be completely wrong. and this thing could just, go to Hades and just go to straight to hell. But for me, the risk reward is still worth it. I'm not adding to my position though. I'm good. These charts don't look good. Probabilities do look good to buy the dip and for a nice reversal. But yeah, I'm good. Thanks. And yeah, and then just want to talk about Solana before I leave. So same with Solana, guys. We had a very important demand zone right here that dates from the last cycle, as you can see right here. And I also want to show you guys that these types of dips on Solana are very normal. This is nothing to be like, oh my God, like it's over, like it happened before, right? As you guys can see there, we had like almost a 50% drawdown before we went higher. So if you're in the altcoin space, these are dips you need to be okay with. Like this is nothing to be shocked at. And right now, in my humble opinion, Solana is at a buying opportunity. Again, reversal to the means is what I expect on the short to medium term. And if we look at the fractal pattern, Solana could do something like this. And obviously we touched the purple red line. So I expect Solana at one point to go back and retest the upper standard deviation ranges of the purple and red line, which is the second and third standard deviation. That's when, I might start taking profit. But at least, we bought last year, so I'm still green. I lost a lot of my unrealized gains, but, I'm still chilling. So hopefully you're like me. So we're just gonna hang on the train and hope for the best and hope we do go to Valhalla. If not, well, we can just burn all together in Hades. All right, that's pretty much it. Yeah, all right, guys. So hopefully we start having that bounce back to the reversal of the means in the next coming weeks. I do think it's going to happen faster than people expect. Usually when something goes down fast, it goes as fast up. It's kind of the reflexivity of the market. All right, so that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you have a good one. Stay blessed. See you in the next video.